At the age of 71, I've grown honest about the best years of my life. I've lived those years, all of them, past 70 now, knowing all along that this life was never mine. It has belonged all the way through to another. Given the size of the universe, the world I've lived in is quite small, and I've lived it out mostly along its edges. This isn't surprising. Life is mostly edges. It is small, like a postage stamp. And my own small stamp has retained just enough sticky on its backside to adhere to the strongest of my memories. I can remember her saying so often, "Son, these tracks are not long, these fields are not wide. When you've grown large, you'll see the whole thing is a much smaller pageant than you imagine." And so we walked, and we walked, and we walked. I remember with great joy all the wonderful things that happened inside this building. I was young. I was 19 years old when I became pastor here. I wasn't even ordained when I began preaching here. I wouldn't be indeed for another year or so. I was at that time a student at Oklahoma Baptist University. And this little town became for me a place to serve the Lord. And I took it pretty seriously. So here we are downtown Plattsmouth, Nebraska, perhaps really Main Street, America. There are 1,000 towns like this across America, 1,200 homes, a place where people could raise their children and truly live in community. And yet this was to be for me a chance not just to discover who I was, but to discover what God expected of me. It dogged me so much that I began to feel the need, and I really felt like God was leading, to plant a church in that part of Omaha. I came to Omaha a little bit later, met with some 5 families in a Bible study situation. Barbara and I were members 11 and 12 of this little group who met in this Bible study situation. From that point, we began to watch as God moved in the city. Somehow scholarship was not easy for me. Institutions sort of dogged me. I love my fellow teachers, and I love the students God gave me to serve and to work with. But I must confess, institutions themselves always seemed a little bulky and a little heavy and a little off to the side of the exciting stuff that comprised Christianity. In fact, I always sort of agreed with Einstein, who said that it's amazing, said Einstein, that institutions have not wholly strangled curiosity. And then maybe only in the last 45 years or so have been publishing. And so this is the number one part of my life that almost nobody ever sees but me and Barbara. And Barbara, of course, has been my indefatigable partner throughout these 4.5 decades.